All right, brothers and sisters, it's the PM hour. We got another topic for y'all, and we're gonna get right into it. My name is Patrick.
I'm Terry.
Oh yeah, it's your boy Garrett. Ooh, it's all about the melanin, y'all.
That's what we're talking about. Now, we gonna bring up another subject for y'all, and this one is pertaining to, well, let's say it's about Obama, Kamala versus the black vote. You know, that title would kind of come off a certain way to certain people and stuff like that. But think about it, you know, this idea versus the Democratic Party, racial, race mix versus actual the black vote and what we need done and what has not been done. So it's all those things, you know. And when I think about this and think about this topic is, you know, it's kind of crazy because I harken back to my studies led to because, you know, not to be a certain type of way, maybe feel some people, black people feel a certain type of way because mixed black people has always been dealing with this idea of loyalty to the black community. It goes back to, if any of our followers out there read The Destruction of Black Civilization by Chancellor Williams, you see that there came a time when mulatto mixed black people have to deal with their loyalty to the black community and don't know which side they have to be loyal to. And over time, you saw that the side that got the shorter end of the stick was always the black side that they're attached to, even up to today. And that's why we bring up Kamala and Obama. During Obama's administration, in my opinion, I feel like he wasn't as loyal or had done something enough tangible for the black community that he needed to. Now, people made the argument, what could he do? He didn't have the Senate. Yeah. But, I mean, I think he could have shown enough balls. But beyond that, we have Kamala now, you know, and she's just a vice president. Keep that in mind. She's just a vice president. What could she do? She's beholden to the actual full seat of the office, which is Biden. So we do put our hopes in her and we see all these things. And just today, you know, in this day, you see it is the November 8th of 2020. And we just got a report that, okay, well, according to their policies, the newfound policies coming up, they're going to allow to have a leeway for over 400,000 Indians to have immigration in America. So already they're making the wheels turn for non-black people already. So there's these tangible bipartisan things that's happening, and I'm just going over them things because I'm talking about loyalty towards black people. Like, what have we gonna done? We are the base of making these things happen. We are, even though we're 14% of the population, I mean, you know what I'm saying, we deserve a certain attention. We deserve a certain attention to, like, what do we get out of our efforts? It seems to be for naught, you know, and it's upsetting, it's disturbing. Y'all feel what I'm saying? It's disturbing, and it's like, it seems like there's more of it because we do fear there's going to be more of the same, and that's what we don't want them to do because they ran on that, making that the thing, right?
Yeah, and it is. I mean, I feel what you're saying. It is going to be more of the same. It's going to be more of this. It is because, first of all, Joe Biden, he ran on, hey, I'm not Trump, and I know he was wilding, and I'm not going to necessarily have policies different from him, because remember, he never talked about policies. So he's not going to say, oh, I'm not necessarily going to have policies different from him, but I'm not going to wild like he wilding. I'm not going to be doing tweets and saying, oh, it's good people on both sides and doing stuff like that. I'm not going to do that, you know. I'm going to be like the soul of America, which is like not wilding like that, and vote for me. And people were like, oh my God, like we don't want that and we're going to vote for you. Remember, okay, if we love Kamala so much and we were so voting for her, wouldn't we have picked her in the primary? Right. We would have picked her before if people really loved her. These people were shoved down our throats. Right?
Yeah.
And they were all shoved down our throats. And the reason why we voted for, say, Biden and Kamala, the reason why they're president and vice president elect right now, I know she's a black woman. She just decided she was black just like a couple years ago.
Right. That part.
Aside from all of that, it could have been anybody. As long as it was different from what we were experiencing right at this current moment, we were going to vote for that. People were dancing and celebrating in the streets here in California, in Washington, D.C., in New York, like all over. They were doing it in Paris and all these other countries. You could pull up and be like, oh, they're celebrating. They were celebrating because it wasn't Trump. Yeah. It could have been anybody.
I think that's more of the point that they were celebrating. That's true.
So now, right, that's a fact. That's a fact. But now what people are going to do, they're going to say, oh, but look it's Kamala Harris. She's black. She's a woman. Yeah. Hey, look at us being progressive and doing this. And this is the thing with the parties, right? You got to realize that the parties are a small percentage of the population trying to hold power. Yeah.
Representatives.
And keep power. The representative of a small population because they're supported, by like even
it's
a smaller percentage. Yeah, so they're just a representative. Yeah. But those people got to wrangle in the majority, with the small percentage. So they're going to say certain things and act in a certain way that's like going to try to make it seem like they're with you, but they're not. And so that's kind of what that is. It's like, oh, look at Kamala, let's shove her out there. Joe Biden, look, he had a couple of dead people in his family. I know it was his wife and his son. That's serious. And his daughter, whatever. You experienced a loss. Yeah. And you know what these poor people have experienced? Loss. Yeah. Use that, drum that up. You can relate to them. You'll get their votes. And then when you're done with that, you move on.
Yeah. His son. His wife is alive, right?
He had a first wife that died.
The first wife that and the son that died.
He had a first set of situation. Whether he had a son died that was bold. That Bo said run for president, but he didn't do it because Hillary was like, I got all the money, I'm gonna run. And then she ran and didn't win. Yeah. And so he was like, I'm gonna do it now. But you see what I'm saying? Bo. But before Bo, when he was younger, his wife and a daughter, I think, died in like a car accident or some kind of accident. So he experienced a lot of loss. Yeah. He's also like not smart, so he's like everybody else. Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Well, that's the thing again, but like sticking to the subject we're talking about,
like a
those things work for him. Those things work for him.
Things work for him because he's like in between. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. He's a white dude, he's this and that. But the working class is not made up of just black people. It's 14%. So if the working class is like more than 30% of the population, it can't just be black people. It got to be like other percentage. It's actually not even 30%. It's more than 50%. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, so it's sad because black people are still searching for some special attention that we were supposed to get from the black president, even Bill Clinton before him, and we still can't get that now. The fact that he picked up a black woman behind him is our reach to get some kind of special attention to catch us up or give us a certain reparation. I'm talking about reparation in this aspect, not actual reparation that we've been arguing about. In that, when do we get our comeuppance? When do we get our positive comeuppance for our efforts and our labor and our, everything? We still can't get that. Here we are putting our ideas and everything, and Biden and Kamala and everything that's going on. But then, when do we get ours? I mean, you had the American Indians got theirs. You know what I'm saying? Well deserving. You got the railroad from the Japanese and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? Even the Jewish people got their something, not from America, but German and everything like that for the Holocaust and everything like that. But the one group that's been hollering and everything about this, is supposed to get theirs and get their thing for everything effort and have us. Not even saying taking over you, but put us in a position to compete off of our own steam and efforts. You know what I'm saying? What we're deserving, still can't get that. Is it a fear of the largest population in society that don't want to see it because they know we will excel? Or is it just that, they don't feel that we deserve to be exactly where we are? Subversive, subservient and everything else. I don't know. But it's just those things, it's sad to think about. It's sad,
but this is random. Do you guys ever think that sometimes it's just systematic and like people want the system to change? Like you'll even have people on the other side, like white people, whatever, people that benefit from whatever the situation is. Yeah. Like they want it to change, but they look at it and they're like, I would have to fight. I would have to sacrifice. Even me being on the side of a beneficiary. Yeah, okay. I benefit, but I want to give up my benefits. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Even on that side of it, it's such a hard fight. Yeah. And at the end of the day, you kind of go, this was the system put in place. Yeah. I tried. It is what it is.
Good question.
Just like how I feel like on the other side, you do have people that's on the minority side of it, people that don't benefit, people that's getting taken advantage of, like black people. You have them. They fight.
Yeah.
You know, and then at the end of it, they're like, okay, and I still, young ones fight on. But I'm at this point, and I'm like, oh God, I'm tired of fighting. Yeah. I just want to like live now.
I think, well, when it comes to these, kind of people, like we say the Obamas and the Harrises, when it comes to kind of people like that, I just kind of feel like it's we have to keep in mind of not being fooled. Like stuff like this kind of happened before. I mean, I just had a discussion with my brother. You know what I mean? Many times how we talked about, like, you know, if you think about like not just the Egyptian empires that fell, but all the African tribes that's just right below. Like, well, if you think about the tribes that were in North Africa, right? If you think about those kind of certain tribes, and if you think about the ones kind of in that surrounding area, North Sudan, stuff like that, right? Then you kind of wonder, well, why does that look like the way it looks now? So my point is,
about the mixture of
the mixture of like that. Why is it kind of
mulattoes,
like, you know, it doesn't look,
in those areas?
My point is is what I'm saying. And so why does it look more Arabic? Why doesn't it look black? Why doesn't it look African? You know what I'm saying? And my point is that to the mulatto. So to kind of make this kind of circle around, because our point is, and like you said, is with the Obamas and the Harrises, but the problem with it is when it comes to the black community is not just so much we should be looking at it from a standpoint where how they don't really fit in, but how do they fit in with us? You know, we got to really, with the black folks, the melanated, the heavy melanated, how do they, the ones that are mixed, fit into our community? Where do we place them at? How do we make them understand you are still black even though you are half of your side that you are? You know, we have to kind of get them that, because it's not just half white, the half Japanese, half Chinese. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it goes all the way around. You know what I'm saying?
We gotta be more accepting, because actually that other side of it, let them know that like you ain't one of us.
Well, yeah,
you know, those kinds. You know, only
mulattoes.
But then remember, hold on, because remember.
They prop up mulattoes.
Mulattoes do have white help. Mulattoes have white help.
But
they do.
Yes.
They have white help as far as it is to rope in your other half. But it ain't like you have white help as that you're equal to us. You're not equal to us.
No, it's not that much help.
The other side doesn't have it. We don't get to rope in white people from your other side.
Exactly. They use them to rope in.
Yes, right.
But it's like,
it's the point of what I'm.
They use that as acceptance. Where it's like, on the other side, you know, it's like they don't get accepted because they're looking at it like, well, they're propping you up, so you must be special. And that's why they're caught in between, because they're propping us up, but they don't accept us either. And then you guys are judging us from being propped up.
Yeah.
But like, so you're not accepting us, they're not accepting us for all these different reasons. So we are in the middle, and we're, you know, that's what I'm saying. It's like they go through
and we say that, but I think
they have an acceptance,
I say that, but I do think that
they ain't gonna get.
I think that black mulattoes do know they get more acceptance from the black side. I think they do know.
They treat them like they're black.
I think they do know they get more acceptance from the black side, though.
We need to treat them like they are black, and that's it. There's no other.
I think we do. I think we give them more acceptance than the white side do. I think they understand that the black side give them more acceptance than other. They know that. But however,
because I feel like they don't accept them, so you need to.
Yeah, they don't. But however,
that we do accept.
I think the black side accept them more than anything else, and I think they know that. But however, the winning side, the side that got more resources, got more power, and everything else, they will want that inclusive too, because they can skate the line. And I feel like they do want to have that part too.
So
why would they fully go with the black side? Nobody wants to play for the losing team. Nobody wants to be a part of the losing team. Even black people who are extremely black and melanated don't want to play for the losing team. We have even extreme dark color black people who sell out every day. Nobody wants to play for the losing team. So they have an opportunity, mulattoes have opportunity to escape both sides. And why can't I just get this side too that's powerful, who I deem as powerful, and this side too I don't want to detach myself from that. So and towards another level, and I'm going to say this
side, I can benefit, and I'm benefiting financial. Whereas like your side, I benefit, and it might be like social, but that's not like financial, and I can't like pay my bills off of that. But that's cool. I got clout. That's cool. But like, you know.
And so, and I'll say this, and there's that too. So, but then they want to be able to satisfy both sides. And so, how do I keep both?
Yeah.
How do I, what's the name? One has to get thrown on the bus more so than the other. Yeah. It has to, shouldn't it?
Yeah. And I need to survive in the side
that
I'm surviving off of. That's
so,
my bills. I'm gonna do that.
So the more powerful side can undercut the other side. So why not prop up to the larger side?
But again, to keep the idea that I feel like the powers that be, which is not African, I just kind of feel like, I mean, it's still a tool for them to use mulattoes. It's still a tool for them to use people who aren't 100% fully
to rope
black.
in.
Yeah, right. To also
we said that,
to still pull to come in, you know.
Yeah.
You know, also with the empires, right? Yeah. Meghan Markle was another person I kind of wanted to just put out there and kind of go into.
An ideal.
So it's like
they use
worldwide.
Well, yes, worldwide, but they also use the mulattoes as an ideal, where it's like you can aspire, you know. So then you can actually use that to make other money, more money, because you can use it to like not only rope in the less. Well, I don't know, the non-mulattoes, the ones that's striving to be mulatto, whatever.
That's absolutely true.
I guess I see that in like the bleaching of the skin. I see that in like the hair products. I don't bleach.
The blonde hairs.
I don't bleach, but the hair products, right? Because you need your hair to look a certain way, whatever. They get a lot of money from like the hair products. So it's not even necessarily, you may not see somebody that's like, they got the darkest skin ever, but somewhere in there you are assimilating. Right, like you have to,
and you're speaking more economic. You're speaking more economic. Economically, a lot of people will take that bait.
That's what I'm saying.
They'll take the bait in order to get themselves somewhere.
That's my point. Where I'm saying I see that now, where it's like you could be the darkest person ever, but somewhere in there, maybe yes, you like to have wigs or do your hair or whatever. You're spending a lot of money on that, and it ain't Afro wig, right? It's a straight European looking type of economic position, coloring, so it's like blonde, whatever. Financial. So that's what I'm saying. It's like in every way.
And that large part of a lot of stuff is that hook, you know? Yeah, that hook. If I can provide a life for myself outside of community, I feel what my community is going through, but I'm going to be straight. My kid going to be straight. My husband and wife going to be straight. You know what I'm saying? Like, who am I? I'm not a superhero. No. I can't fight the big fight. So at least while I'm living here in this day and age, I might as well just be able to eat. Mm-hmm. So, okay. The PM Hour. Get in on it, y'all. Follow us on social media. Email us. Everything else. Follow us on Spotify. And go to Anchor and follow the PM Hour. We're the same across the board. Get at us.